This week's Lamb School Noticings is shrouded in sadness due to the tragedy that occurred on campus last week. Our thoughts are with the families of the students involved. It's a time of healing for all of us touched by this situation. Generally, I'm proud of the way our school responded to inform instructors and students and insisting in the lockdown of our building. If you haven't already, I urge you to read the information provided by the provost about what to do if another incident like this occurs. Watch the safety video, Shots Fired on Campus When Lightning Strikes, at this website. I'm Mary Fran Matson, professor and interim head of the Lamb School and your host for Lamb School Noticings, coming to you from the Brian Lamb School of Communication in the College of Liberal Arts at Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana. In graduate student news, submissions are in for the 2014 Communication Graduate Students Association Conference taking place on February 28th. Now that the submission deadline has passed, Friday Afternoon Club resumes this Friday, January 31st, with a bowling FAQ at Purdue Rack and Roll. One of our master's students, Chervin Lamb, recently was awarded a grant of just under $25,000 from Purdue's Center for Cancer Research for a pilot project titled Attitudes and Perceptions About Coalitions. Billy, our producer and videographer, discussed the project with Chervin.
Dr. Matson and I received a grant from Purdue's Cancer Research Center, and we are to investigate the attitudes and perceptions that people and cancer patients have towards coalitions. So coalitions are organizations where people and organizations come together to address a health issue. So for example, we have HIV coalitions or obesity coalitions and so on. And in our case, we are doing cancer coalitions. So it'll be interesting to know what are the attitudes that people have towards such cancer coalitions. Do they trust such coalitions? Is it beneficial for them? And do they need such a coalition? So it'll be interesting to know what the findings are because currently Indiana does not have such a coalition. So if the findings reveal that there's a demand for it, who knows, it might serve as a platform for someone to launch a cancer coalition in Indiana in the future. So the grant was approximately $25,000, and it was great to receive such a grant because it's quite a big grant. It was kind of an incidental thing because Dr. Matson just came to me and said, "Do you want to do that grant?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, sure." It was through a lunch and meet session that Dr. Matson had with people from the Cancer Research Center that I had this grant opportunity. So it was kind of just an incidental thing. It was not deliberate. I did not just go out to look for it. Just like any other grants, the procedure was kind of tough. It was quite tedious to do it, but it went well and it was okay. It turned out well.
Congratulations, Chervin. It's a pleasure working with you on this project. There are important events, especially for our undergraduates, happening soon. Enjoy refreshments and live jazz at the CLA Study Abroad Fair this Wednesday, January 29th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the West Faculty Lounge of the Purdue Memorial Union. Keep in mind, there are scholarships available for study abroad. Liberal Arts Career Week, themed The Amazing Career Race, Fight to the Finish, is February 3rd through 7th. There's an expo of companies, workshops, and prizes. Lamb School professor Josh Boyd is a keynote speaker. For details, go to the CLA website. In alumni updates, I talked with Rebecca Shambaugh recently. Becky is president and CEO of Shambaugh, a global leadership development organization which specializes in women in leadership. Among many achievements, Becky is author of 3 books, including the most recent, Make Room for Her, Why Companies Need an Integrated Leadership Model to Achieve Extraordinary Results. Becky also tells me she wants to stay connected to Purdue. Perhaps a visit to campus to talk with our students, Becky. If you want to stay connected with others who are connected to the Lamb School, join our new LinkedIn group. It's a great way to grow your professional network. Many thanks to Erin Doss, who's a graduate student. She's the person who updated our LinkedIn group. Well, that's all for this edition of Lamb School Noticings. We'll be back next week, but in the meantime, send your Lamb School Noticings to me at mmatson@purdue.edu and stay in touch via Facebook, Twitter, our YouTube channel, and LinkedIn. And as always, take special care.